All right, should we do an intro?
Yes.
All right, this is the start of the podcast. That's our
Well,
intro. Oh, I invented a segment. We
you
probably should
did.
do that at the end. Or do you want to start with the segment?
It's up to you. It depends on the segment, actually. What
It's
is it?
called not Rand's polling because I've started doing polls on Tumblr.
Uh-huh. On Tumblr?
Uh yeah, I'm trying out every app that I can think of to try to increase the exposure and
Wait,
stuff.
I like Tumblr. I have an account. I have a couple things with like
I know
a
I
couple
was
a
thinking about
thousand
that.
notes or
Didn't
something.
you
It's
get
pretty
like
good.
pretty famous with an endgame theory?
Yeah, it was not close to famous,
Do you
but
want to tell us about that theory? And then I
um
pulled up the polls. We can do that after. But tell us
if
the
I
theory.
remember correctly, it was about Infinity War, not Endgame.
Okay. Okay. I'm
And it
sorry.
was cut, yeah, how come on. But it was when he snapped. Spoilers, I guess, if you haven't seen the however old movie. He snaps and then he like is in the soul stone because it's all orange and stuff, and
Right.
then it's like little Gamora. It's the one he initially met. It's not
Yeah.
the Gamora we know. And I just made a comment that it's that Gamora because that's the version of Gamora that he loved, the smaller one
Right.
that he like I guess was able
Yeah.
to control, who that
He can
actually like
mold
listened to
her.
him. Yeah. And all that stuff. That's the version of her that he loved, not the one he killed.
It's a
And so
good
that's why
theory.
that's the one that showed up. I think so.
Until Endgame, they screwed that over. I guess Tony Stark could have theoretically not loved his child, but loved what she could have become, or loved the
That's
idea
true.
of his kid growing up
That was a deleted
happily.
scene, so we don't
Yeah.
we
Well,
don't
I
worry about
mean,
that.
is that canon? I don't know.
I have no idea. It was deleted. So in my
All right.
opinion, no.
Welcome to Not Rand's polling. I've done four. First
Okay.
one was which November 2023 movie do you think will be best? The options were The Marvels, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Wish, Napoleon, and Priscilla. They got 143 votes. What do you think won?
I'm gonna say the Ballad of
Yeah, it's
Songbirds and
it's
Snakes.
Tumblr, of course it did. That got 39.9%. The Marvels got second, then Wish, and then mostly no one voted for Napoleon or Priscilla.
I would say the Ballad is the one I'm the most excited for.
I'm more excited for The Marvels or Priscilla.
I don't even know what Priscilla is.
Priscilla's about Elvis's wife, I think,
Oh,
but I'm pretty sure he married a 14-year-old.
was how old was he?
Not 14. He was at least 20.
Because I watched that movie. I have
Yeah, no,
no
they
recollection of it
the
him
point of
her
this
being
movie is
14.
to show this other side to Elvis. I don't actually know
Uh,
if this is the girl that he married who was 14. Maybe he didn't marry that 14-year-old. Maybe he just dated her, but
I have no idea.
oh well. That's one win for the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. We're not keeping track of
Two
wins.
wins.
Yeah, okay, I guess. I did another one. This only got 11 votes. Which MCU Phase 4 movie was the most underrated? What do you think won?
Underrated. I have to remember all the Phase
I
4
can name
movies.
them off. Black Widow,
Okay.
Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Thor Love and Thunder, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. One of these got 0%. Which do you think got 0% for being the
In my
most underrated?
the most underrated.
Yeah,
I assume I don't know, it depends on how people think. Because I think Spider-Man No Way Home was overrated, so it
I
shouldn't
agree.
be
But that
that
Spider-Man No Way
high.
Home got 9.1%. So it's
Okay.
towards the bottom.
So then I would say it'd have to be a really bad one, and then my assumption would be Love and Thunder, because in my
I
opinion,
thought
it's the worst one.
I thought Love and Thunder might like be the best, or people would vote for Love and Thunder as underrated, even though I don't think it's great.
Hmm.
But no, Doctor Strange got 0% votes.
Really?
I think
Like,
maybe people misunderstood the prompt and people don't like that movie, so they just said, "Well, I don't like that, so I'm not going to vote for it."
mhm.
Or they're like, "Well, people like that's pretty accurately rated."
I could see that. I think it's pretty accurate if I'm honest. I mean, besides people like despise it, and I don't understand why.
Yeah,
But so I guess in
but
that sense, but I like it.
top three, Shang-Chi won as the most underrated with
Okay, that was
36% of the votes. I
that's what I
think
was
that
gonna say.
I don't know if it's underrated because I've never met anyone who thinks that's a bad movie. Maybe it's like under discussed, not
Yeah, but
talked
I
about
would say
enough.
it's like the best Phase 4 movie, and it like one
I
of the best
agree.
MCU movies. And I don't think people treat it like that. They just are like, oh, it was a good movie.
Yeah, I voted for Black Widow because I can vote for these. I thought that would win. I think Black Widow is underrated.
I think it was good up until the ending.
I think it's just a good movie, but it just means nothing.
That's also
Like,
true.
yeah. All right, we got two more of these. You like this segment so far?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
This one only has 4 votes because I forgot to put tags on it, so no one saw it. But
Did you? There's one Tumblr post I made where I put every single possible
yeah,
like popular tag in it, and then someone just commented saying, "This is guerrilla marketing. What are you doing?" So if you should do
yeah,
that.
it is. I should. Which superhero slash comic book movie slash TV show are you most excited about? in November and December. So we have the Marvels, which comes out in less or exactly a week, I guess.
Oh, it's next week.
Invincible
Yeah,
season 2, which comes out today.
that one.
That's what I voted for. But
Yeah.
wait, you might change your answer. The Killer, the David Fincher movie, Aquaman
Yeah.
and the Lost Kingdom in December,
Yeah.
or Scott Pilgrim takes off.
Oh.
Are you more excited for Invincible or Scott Pilgrim?
I think Invincible will be better.
I almost
I'm
yeah.
probably more excited for Scott Pilgrim. Just because
Okay,
like
okay.
I obviously love the movie and then I read the comics. Comics are great.
Should I
I
read them?
enjoy them so much. I would say so. Because
Okay.
they are different enough,
Can you
especially
mail
the
me your
last few.
copies of them?
I can just bring them home.
No. We don't live
Yeah.
together.
I can bring
All
them
right.
to your house.
Last one, and then we'll get on with the show. Best superhero movie so far of 2023. So this is just January through October. We got Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania,
Okay.
Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
Haven't
No
seen it.
one's seen that. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3,
It's up there.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
The
That's what I
only
voted
right
for.
answer.
The Flash, Blue
No,
Beetle,
haven't seen it.
and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, which is
One,
apparently amazing.
yeah. I don't think it can be better than Spider-Verse, but
No.
I want to see that.
It's as highly rated as Spider-Verse, but I doubt it's better. Anyway, if we had recorded this yesterday,
Mhm.
there would have been 0 votes for any DC movie.
Wow.
We have
I feel
166 currently, and until this morning, I guess Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is technically DC, right? It's Warner Brothers.
yeah, I know
It
there's a
may not
crossover
be.
with Batman. I don't actually know
Yeah.
how that works.
But we had 0 votes for Shazam, The Flash, or Blue Beetle.
And then did Blue Beetle get some? That's the one I did assume.
Blue Beetle got 2.4% of the votes. The Flash
Okay.
got 1.8%, and Shazam got 0.6.
Okay.
And then obviously Spider-Man won with
Yeah.
59%. Guardians 3 got 30%. Ant-Man and the Wasp actually 2.4%.
Good job.
But TMNT got 3.6. So people
Okay.
are pretty much in agreement that DC is lost this year.
Yeah, which kind of I need to like I had no desire to watch any of them, and I feel bad because like I love DC,
I
but
mean,
I'm
we
just
saw The
like not
Flash.
into it. That's true.
We
I
should
didn't even like
we'll
I
talk about The
wasn't like
Flash at the end of the
dying
year.
to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. What was I going to say? It's crazy to me that DC this year, by the end of the year, will have released 4 live action movies. That's like never happened.
Yeah.
Because like last year we had what? What did we have last year?
Read the Batman.
We had the Batman and then one other thing. What was it? Oh, Black
Uh
Adam.
oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and the year before that it was like Zack Snyder's Justice League and the Suicide Squad. And
When
then
did
before
1984 come out?
2019.
It was 2019?
I
Oh
think it
my
was
god.
December 29. No, 2020. December 2020. So that was
Okay.
also 2020.
But regardless, it was bad.
Yeah.
It's very bad.
Anyway, we'll return to the best superhero movies of the year when we have our annual obeds. But
Mhm.
let's move on to our official segment of today.
Nice.
The topic of this podcast. Maybe I should start with our introduction, explain what we are, instead of just saying this is
What
the
are we?
start. I think our slogan is two brothers movie lovers talking about things you may or may not care about.
It's a pretty good slogan.
Thank
I
you.
don't know if I
came
knew
up
that.
with it.
That's my bad. Yeah, I didn't.
But we're gonna talk about because Dracula season is officially wrapped up.
Sadly,
A
big fan of Dracula season.
And I didn't watch a single movie the entire month of October.
That is insane.
Weirdly, I know, right? And you watched 31
31 films. I'm not
Yeah.
going to say movies because a couple of our TV shows.
Okay, yeah, you watched 31 pieces of scary content.
Yes.
And then you ranked them in terms of how
Just
scary they were, or just personal
personal
enjoyment. Okay.
Yeah. If I had to break a tie between two when I wasn't really sure, I might have I'd think oh, was this scarier? Was it did it make
Okay,
me
so
more
scary,
grossed
the
out or
scary
something like
factor
that?
came in at the
little bit.
yeah, if it for a tiebreaker scenario.
Mhm.
What was I gonna or something I had to say about this? Oh, did you rewatch anything?
I rewatched two things. One of them,
Okay.
the entirety of it. One of them, I rewatched the last 40 minutes
Okay.
because I didn't have enough time to watch the entire thing, and it was it's meant to be a really cheesy bad movie. So I was
Okay.
showing it to my girlfriend, and then I just showed her the ending.
Okay. Well, do you want to start at the bottom of your list, or do you want to go in order of the ones you watched?
I don't think I can do the order because I don't remember.
Okay, we'll do it in backwards.
I think I was thinking about this the other day. I watched a total of 15, I think, the last week.
Wow. That's
that's when I decided to do 31, and I was
like a little
okay.
over 2. That's 2.1 a day or something.
Yeah, no, I was watching
Yeah.
2 a day, three, and it was rough at the end. I
I've
will be
done that.
honest.
There was a period where I watched 5 movies a day. It was not,
That is horrible.
I know, it was great
Did you
though. I
like?
loved it.
Were you doing other stuff while you were watching them, or were you just
No,
exclusively?
I was very much paying attention.
Man,
All
you
right,
should have. Okay. Um,
what was your 31st?
my 31st was the one I only watched 40 minutes of.
Okay.
It is called Aqua Slash.
Oh, that
I've
sounds bad.
yeah, I've
Is it
sent it.
related to Aquaman at all?
It should be. He should have
Okay.
came to the rescue, but no. I sent it in our group chat at one point after the first time I watched it because I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Because it's
Okay.
just a bunch of people at a water park getting like, and it's like the stereotypical there's slashers, people are getting murdered.
Right.
Um there's a bunch of just random sex stuff like horror movies do,
Oh.
and then they're just the end of is just this big race down a water slide.
Oh, that sounds good actually.
But the like it's not like a long water slide. So you just like I forget what they called it, but they just there's three people go at the same time and they hold each other. You have to hold each other while you're going down.
Okay.
And then just first person down wins. Like it's just that. But
Well, why are you holding each other then?
I don't know. Well, it's like there's three different slides, and then the first team down wins.
Okay.
Yeah. But one of the slides has an X of saw blades
Why?
put into the tube.
Yeah.
And so the people going down get murdered. And that is Aqua Slash.
How could they not see that before they got onto the slide? Does
Because
it pop
it's
up?
a tube.
Oh.
So no one like there's one person who noticed that there was stuff on the ground that like came from when they were putting it in. And he ran up and
Okay.
was like, oh, something's wrong. And then instead of like trusting him or looking down at the end where there's the entire pool is blood,
Right.
everything like it's covered. No one looked down. They grab the dude and just throw him in that slide.
Wow.
They just committed murder for no reason.
They murdered a man.
Yeah. But I also like it is an X. You can just lay down and go in between the bottom
I
part
guess it
of it.
depends on how slim you are, right?
Yeah. But I mean, it's a cheap horror movie. They're all
Yeah.
attractive, skinny people.
It does sound like a bonkers experience.
Yeah. So that was easily the
That was
worst. But
your
I kind
okay.
of knew
Fair
that
enough.
going in.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I don't know how much to go into each movie because obviously there's a lot.
Oh, well,
But
we'll just do however much we go into, I guess.
okay.
It'll
The
depend
next
on
one.
how interested I am in this movie.
the
Oh,
next
yeah,
one.
the premise is you're gonna pitch it to me and I decide if I should watch it. No, I'm
Oh,
not gonna watch that unless
I think you should. I think
okay, we'll
I think
watch
it's
it and
funny.
then we'll do a video. No, we'll do one of our videos where you explain it to me and I
Okay.
react.
Well, that's this now. We're changing the prompt of this podcast.
Okay.
No, the next one's a classic, and so it surprised me that I hated it so much, or more that it was so bad.
Okay, I think I know. Is this Friday the 13th?
It's Friday the 13th. It is a
Wow.
terrible movie.
Is that when Jason?
Yeah, but it's though like I told you this in our last podcast.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually have Jason. The killer, spoiler, is Jason's mom, and
Wow.
then
Probably thought that was a great
he
twist.
if we knew who Jason was, it would be.
It
But they don't
would,
show
but
him. They just mention
right.
a kid who drowned, and that's Jason. And then that's it. There's random
Okay.
killing that you barely see gore, and then Pam, her name is Pam, randomly shows up, and then the like final girl like runs up to her and is like, "I need help," and she's like, "Oh, what's going on? Like, are you okay?"
I'm
And
the
then so
killer, she says.
yeah, they just introduce a random character, and
Right.
this random character is the killer.
Oh.
It's not a twist. It's just like, oh my gosh.
Wait, so in that movie, do people think like so killings start to happen and everyone just starts to think, oh, it must be Jason, that kid who drowned? Is that
No,
like
they
no?
just they just die. It all happens in like an afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah. So the only one person even sees other dead people, and that's the final girl. And she sees everyone's dead, and it's like, oh my god.
Sounds
But
bad. How did that
it
get
is
more than one movie?
I don't know. The other ones at least have Jason, so maybe they get a little bit better, but
Well, I know
it's
there's
just
one where he fights
horrible
Freddy
movie.
Krueger in hell, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. Have you seen that?
No. I assume Jason won, if I'm honest.
I actually don't know.
I don't know. But the movie ends with Jason. He randomly pops out of the lake and like tackles her, and then she wakes up in a hospital and is like, "Is the boy still there?" And they're like, "What?"
Okay, well, I actually do want to watch this just because it's a renowned horror classic.
I was excited and obviously very underwhelmed.
Right. All right. What's your 29th best movie?
Another classic, sadly. It is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay, you know Tarantino? Of course you do. Everyone knows who
I
Quentin
do. I'm aware
Tarantino
of
is.
who that is.
doesn't matter what your opinion is on Tarantino, all the listeners out there, but during an interview or something, someone asked him, like, what do you consider perfect movies? And one of the ones he listed was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, just because it is exactly what it sets out to be and it does it well. I don't know if that's true. I
I
haven't seen the
disagree
movie.
with that, if I'm honest, but he would understand film better than me,
I don't
obviously.
think so. He's too coked up.
I don't know. They just it's possible because there's a bunch of them. There's been a couple reboots, but
Right.
I
He might be
believe I
referring to
watched
those.
the original, the one in like 1970, whatever.
I bet that's the original. There's no way it's not.
Yeah, but you just have a group of people just driving to their house,
Yeah.
and then you meet. They go to a gas station. You meet a couple people, whatever.
Okay.
And then there's one dude in a wheelchair. This is important because he's annoying as hell, but that's kind of his character. So everyone else is annoyed by him.
Okay.
And so they want to go to this water hole. So they go walk down to try to find the water hole.
What's a water
And
hole?
a
I
hole
always
filled
hear
with
that.
water to go swimming in, I
That's
think.
just that's just a lake or a
Yeah, pretty
pool.
much. But they couldn't find it, and then they hear something and they make this connection that there's gas or something. So they go to knock on the house to see if they can get some gas for their car. Because the gas station didn't have any. I forgot about that part. But
How does a gas station run out of gas? Plot
I
hole.
I have no idea. But then they just walk into the house. Like
Yeah.
this one dude walks into the house and then just gets murdered. That's it. The dude shows up out of nowhere, the Texas Chainsaw guy,
Okay.
kills him, and then the girl who's with him then follows inside, does the exact same thing. So the entire story is just them walking up to the house and then going into the house and then the dude just killing him.
Okay. And the guy in the wheelchair, could he not go in? Is that the point
Yeah,
of
him
him being in a
and
wheelchair?
this one other girl at the end were like, oh, we gotta go find him. And that's the only time that the dude leaves the house. And then he cuts the dude up with a chainsaw, which that part was
Is
cool,
it
I'll be
was
honest.
this based on a real story?
I don't think so. I think it was meant to mimic,
Like, okay.
but I don't actually know if it was real or not. But yeah, they kill him, and then the one girl gets away. But the gas station people, spoilers, were a part of this dude's family. So they kidnap, and then the entire thing is they kill people and then make them into meat and then give them. So this little family is just messed up. And the end is fine because it's like creepy, I
It's
guess.
like
But it's
Bob's
just
Burgers.
boring.
It's like Bob's Burgers.
The,
Did you know
it is
that
Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers was originally supposed to be about a family of cannibals?
I think I think
There's
so.
footage of this. I think it would have been amazing. Have you seen that show?
No, I know one of
It's
the
pretty
episodes is
fun.
that though, right? Where they like
The
people are
the
accusing
pilot
them of it.
episode, people think that they're cannibals. Turns out they're not.
Okay. Yeah.
But the actual like original premise was it's like family shenanigans, just like I'm picturing the exact same show, just like very heartfelt, like goofy, but just the undertone, like in the background, sometimes we remember like, oh wait, they're actually cannibals. Like the entire episode of like the kid doing Halloween stuff and they get into a conflict. Like it's all very fun and cute and hilarious. But then at the end, like you just see Bob go and murder someone. All right, what was your? I'm gonna watch that one too, just because of Tarantino, I guess, because I want to see if I know what he's talking about or if I'm better than him.
Maybe you
But
are.
I might be. Got a smaller head, unfortunately. He's got a head like a light bulb. That guy.
Well, that's to his advantage.
It really is.
Yeah.
All right, what was your next one?
It's called In the Tall Grass. It is a
I've
Stephen
heard of
King
this.
novel, I believe.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. Is there anything about it? What's the
Not
threat?
really.
Is it grass?
Yeah, they go in grass that's really tall, and then you can't really get out. It's like supernatural or something. And then there's this weird like heart rock thingy in the middle you can find, and then if you touch it, it like does something to you that makes you go crazy or something. I don't know.
Have you seen that M. Night Shyamalan movie where there's aliens? Is it Signs or is it The Happening?
No.
The Happening is the one where they're scared of wind, right?
I think so. And then Signs is the alien one. I haven't watched it. I almost did, but
don't. I mean, people love it. Someone, I don't know who watched it, but someone I knew watched it was like, Randy, you got to watch this. And I was like, isn't the twist at the end that they are scared of water? And they're like, yeah, that's the twist. And I'm like, that's a fucking stupid idea. Like,
isn't that? I thought that was the twist for Unbreakable.
Oh my God.
Creative twist.
But like, if I were an alien and I was going to go to like a planet and I looked at it and I'm like, oh, that's mostly water, I wouldn't go there.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
I don't know. He's a weird guy. I don't know what to say about him. I don't want to insult him.
I do. He's a narcissist. He always puts himself in his own movies as a character that's so great. He made 1.5 good movies.
What's the half?
Unbreakable.
Wait, what's the one then?
fuck, what's it called? The Sixth Sense.
Have you seen Split? I think that's a half
Okay,
good movie. That's
I'd say
two.
that's okay. He's got two good movies. Glass, terrible.
Glass is horrible. Yeah.
Avatar,
The
not
worst thing
good.
to ever come out, I
Yeah.
think.
After Earth, remember that?
Oh,
He made that.
the Smiths.
Yeah, that's just a movie that was ruined by all the egos involved.
Hmm.
Like M. Night Shyamalan thinking he's the greatest person to ever live, and then Will Smith being like, "I'm gonna cast my son because we're both really talented."
I think it worked. It
I
worked
don't
perfectly.
think. Yeah, you're right. All right,
Yeah.
what's your next one? We didn't really talk about In
Uh,
the Tall Grass, but I have no interest. I think I was
there.
thinking of Under the Silver Lake or whatever, that Andrew Garfield movie.
Oh no, it was fine. I don't dislike it, but I wasn't too invested. The next one is Trick or Treat.
Ah, the little
Yeah,
cute little pumpkin boy.
it is pretty. It was kind of a adorable little stuff because it's just a bunch of short stories, like the horror stories, obviously,
Right.
and they kind of connect, but very loosely. So like you get like a random vampire storyline, you get
Ah,
like
Dracula.
ghost storyline, you get some dick kids, you get a random murderer dad for some reason. I
So
don't
is
know.
there a through line between all of this? Just a bunch of vignettes about different monster stories?
There's like you'll see certain characters show up in other storylines and stuff like that,
Okay, okay.
but they're not that connected. The only main thing is that the little pumpkin
Pumpkin
dude,
boy.
he
Yeah.
like anytime something happens, he'll just be standing there to the side with his little bag, just staring.
I
The
like that.
only
I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
this movie. That sounds fun.
No, I know a lot of people love this, and I might be hating on it too much just because I watched it so long ago. Like I'd be okay
Right.
putting this higher.
Okay, let's move it to number one, obviously.
Okay.
All right, what's your next one?
The Vavitch.
I think I told you this, but I've started that movie like 3 or 4 times, got like 10 minutes in, turned it off for whatever reason, and then just never went back. And I kept
Yeah,
doing that.
it's well acted, I
Right.
think.
I really like, is it Robert Eggers, the director? He made the
Uh,
lighthouse. He made the lighthouse in the Northman.
Let me click. I don't know if it tells me information about
Yeah,
it.
give it a Vitch click.
Robert Eggers.
Yeah,
Give it a bitch.
I like to say, I mean, I don't actually know if I like him. I like him a lot based on the one thing of his I've seen,
Which one,
which
the
is
Northman or the Lighthouse?
I haven't seen the Northman, but I want to.
So Lighthouse.
Yeah,
I've
great
heard that's
movie.
good.
Super weird.
Yeah, like it's well made. It's well acted. I do kind of enjoy their little olden time speaking.
Right.
Um,
And there's that goat who's
yeah,
the
the
devil.
goat's
What's his
great.
name? Greg?
I I
Don't
always
look it
forget.
up. It's fine.
It's Black Wilson.
It's Black Greg.
It's not Black Wilson. I think I always say Black Wilson, and
It
then
was in our last podcast and
it
we beat it
was.
up, I'm pretty sure.
It is okay. I don't know what to look up. I looked up. Can I just look up Black the Witch? Is that too bad?
No, I mean,
Black Goat. That's the best
yeah,
way. Black Phillip.
Black
Um,
Phillip, BP.
he does spoilers. I'm given so many spoilers. He does murder the dad, so he has one kill confirmed.
I mean, it's more than we have collectively.
Yeah, but it's the story is nothing.
Is it not
No offense to the
supposed to be a
director.
horror movie, though? It's supposed to be
It's
like one of those, like, ruminating, introspective
I guess.
stories about. Is Anya Taylor Joy? Is that who it is? Is she actually a witch or a vitch in that
She
movie?
wasn't, and then I think at the end she becomes one because she gets
Oh,
undressed, which I was very awkward because she looked like 15. I looked it up and she wasn't, obviously, because she has to be old enough. But then she like walks up to a bunch of other naked women in the woods, and then they're just chill. They all start floating in the air. So
oh,
yeah, I don't know. It was a weird like cultish kind of thing, and
okay.
I don't know. I just wasn't invested. Like you said, you started a bunch and can't finish it. So
I'm going to at some point. I don't know what. Nothing like turned me away from it. I just was like, this is not what I want to watch right now, and then I just never
mm,
finished it. But I
I
should because
was
I like the guy, Robert Eggers.
yeah, and you might enjoy it more because I feel like you also watch movies more as an art kind of thing, and
Yeah,
I kind of just watch them to be like,
I'm the Tarantino out of the two of us. You're the M Night Shyamalan.
how dare you?
I know
I don't
that's
do
really
weird
mean.
twists.
Uh, what a what a knob.
Yeah, no.
Should I cut out all this M Night Shyamalan hate?
Well, I think the odds of him listening to
Well, the
this are kind
entire
of low.
point of me being not Rand on the internet is so I can make fun of movies without like if I ever because I want to work in the film industry in some manner.
Mhm.
If I ever do, I don't want studios to be like, yeah, you made fun of the Transformers movies for hours. We're not going to hire you. But
Yeah,
then
I'm
I can be
sure.
like, but it's not me. Not me at all. All right, all
Perfect.
right. What's the next one?
Okay, this one I feel like might be, I guess, controversial. I
Oh,
don't
is
know.
this
That's fine.
Midsummer?
It's Midsommar. I always
Is that
pronounce
how
it
you
like
say
that.
it?
I don't think
Midsommar?
so. I just like saying Midsommar because it's
I was
obviously
gonna
not spelled
rewatch this
correct.
before we did this podcast, but I forgot. But I didn't understand it. Okay, that people are gonna be like, "How did you not understand it?" I didn't get the appeal.
Yeah, it's just a cult movie, and again, very well made, very well
Yeah,
acted. It's effed up, but
is it?
it's.
I don't remember much from it.
I
I
mean, the
watched it.
ending, the boyfriend kind of
Yeah, the
gets
guy
screwed
from
over.
Sing Street.
Yeah, is he?
Yeah, he's the
I
brother in
don't know.
Sing Street.
I
Jack
don't think
Raynor,
I forgot about that. I don't
great
remember that
actor.
movie fond enough. Or not fond enough. Well
Wow.
enough. I did enjoy it, but I didn't remember it well enough to recognize the
Doesn't
acting.
he get put into a bear costume and set on fire?
He gets are graped
Okay.
and then put in a bear costume and set on fire. And again, he wasn't a good boyfriend, but like, come on, that's that's
I
over the
mean,
top.
people don't deserve that. I'll say it.
No, no. Even
Don't.
if like, I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, he did like he was a good boyfriend. No, he wasn't. But
Yeah,
come
I
on,
should
he did.
rewatch that. Maybe there's more
Yeah,
to it. I like Hereditary though.
yeah.
Hereditary is
Hereditary
great.
is probably my favorite horror movie.
Yeah. Did you ever watch? Did you end up watching It Comes at Night?
I did.
We'll get there, but that's one of
Yeah,
my favorites.
yeah. But I just didn't. I maybe it was. I was really hyped to watch it Midsommar after I
Okay.
watched Hereditary, and then I think my expectations got too high, and then I just was like, what is
Yeah.
this?
All right. What's next? We'll just
It's called
brush past that.
The Taking of Deborah Logan.
That's a bad name for a movie. Is this a
Yeah,
true story thing?
it's meant to be it's a mockumentary.
So it's not like there isn't a real person named Deborah Logan
I mean, there
who got
probably
took.
is, but maybe, but not in this one. No, it's just meant to be like fake. Uh,
Okay.
it is about someone who has Alzheimer's. So
Okay.
they're recording her to make some film for a class, and like she signed up on it for money and stuff like that. And then it just gets she gets weirder and weirder, and then stuff becomes supernatural, and then they find out she's actually possessed. It's not like an Alzheimer's thing, or maybe it's both. I actually don't remember. But
Okay.
there's one specific scene at the end that I had watched online, and um it was very creepy, very disturbing. So I wanted
Okay.
to watch it for that. The rest of the movie does not do it at all, but that one scene is very uncomfortable to watch. So
What's that movie where someone puts an ad out in like the paper saying, "Hey, can you make a documentary about my life? I'm gonna die or something." And then
I have no
they
idea.
come to their house. Apparently, it's like amazing. I think it's called Creep. Maybe
Oh, I recognize the name.
there's like three of them, but apparently it's great. I haven't seen it, but
Okay.
yeah, watch that next year.
Okay, I will. My next, if I have to do this every year, I'm gonna run out of movies.
That's okay. We're gonna have so many ideas by next October.
You're right.
Yeah,
Okay. The next one, number 23, is As Above, So Below.
I want to watch that.
Yeah, I was excited for it. It was the
I
one
like
I
the
thought
premise.
initially had that scene from Deborah Logan, and it didn't. So then
Oh,
I looked
okay.
it up and found it was from Deborah Logan. But it was fine. Like I enjoyed it, just not anything crazy.
That's about the London catacombs, right?
I don't think it's London.
Okay, what is
I
about
think
like
it's
catacombs? People are
yeah.
exploring. I like the premise of that a lot.
Yeah, no, it was cool. They lit again, spoilers, I guess. They literally go to hell.
Oh, like the house that
Yeah,
Jack built. Spoilers.
yeah. So they like it was interesting in that aspect, and it has a lot of good scenes, but it just was kind of it wasn't
Should we
again, it
should
wasn't
we
scary.
remake it?
I think we
That
could. It
movie
was
should be scarier. Like the idea of being in catacombs, like you have the inherent feeling of claustrophobia,
mhm,
the inherent feeling of like I don't know where I am, of being lost, of like not knowing what's up in front of you. Like
mhm.
Goblin Boys, isn't that from that movie?
No, that's a different one.
Which one's that?
Descent.
Is that one about the London catacombs?
No, but this one
All
was
right.
actually shot in the catacombs, so it was cool.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, that's the one I want to watch the most, or the one with the little pumpkin boy. All right. What's next?
Okay. This one is the first of the TV shows. I believe I watched three. It is Midnight Club. The If anyone ever looks at this list somehow, the picture it shows is not the TV show. It's just a random movie with the same name because for some reason
Oh,
they didn't put this. They put the other TV shows on, but not this one.
is this a Mike Flanagan
It's a Mike
joint?
Flanagan.
Wow.
It's
This one with the
probably
most jump scares.
yes. The first episode has like 22 jump scares or something, which is the most in a TV show
We could
episode, I
beat
think.
that is not that many. You could beat that easily. We could do
I
that in like
think
a
so.
minute.
It definitely wouldn't be hard, especially because I told you this already. The scene is just jump scare after jump scare, and it's just like you're well aware that's what's happening.
Right.
So isn't like you could just do the same thing and just throw in a couple more jump scares
And
to
they
make
don't
it
have to be
goofy.
good jump scares or like actually scary. This is the dumbest record that we're gonna beat.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of Mike Flanagan.
I
I
like
feel
what
like he
I
only
like what
did
I've
this
seen.
for the sake of getting the record.
Yeah.
But
Is this
it's
one about like
meta.
teens?
Yes.
Okay.
Bunch of teens at a hospital house thingy who are all dying. So they're kind of just there to be like, I guess, just live their days. And then every night they meet and tell stories. So this jump scares were part of a story, and you do have other
Oh,
characters judging the person telling
oh,
it for
that's
doing that.
pretty. They're hanging a
So
lantern on it.
yeah,
They're hanging a
they was
lampshade.
meta, but it took me a bit to get into, and then I kind of lost interest at the end.
Sounds like this guy should have made the New Mutants.
He would definitely do it better. It's
I
very
I
similar.
mean,
Yeah,
nothing against whoever directed that movie, but that wouldn't be hard to do better.
yeah.
The
It's not
premise of the New
the
Mutants
director's
was
fault.
good. No, I mean, actually, I'm not blaming him, but I think he came out after that movie came out and said, "This is exactly the movie I wanted to make."
No, never mind then.
But I also think that after Zack Snyder, people are like expected to say that.
Hmm.
Like studios might ask the director to be like, "Can you just say this is what you wanted, so we
Hmm.
don't have a Zack Snyder situation on our hands?"
There's a lot of them now where directors are like, "This isn't what I wanted. Give me more money to
Yeah,
make
there's
my
the
own version."
Suicide Squad dude,
Yeah.
David Ayer, I think is his
Hmm.
name. Thor: Love and Thunder, not Thor: Love and Thunder, Thor: The Dark Thor. He's like, I have a better one. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
The only one I want to see is the Josh Trank Fantastic Four one.
Is that the Fan Four stick?
Yeah, because apparently I didn't finish that movie. Not good though. He came out and he explained what the original premise was,
Hmm.
and it sounds better. I was gonna say amazing, but at the same time, like a lot of that movie, I like he definitely there was studio interference. He was hardly there as director. He was mostly a name on the project. But yeah,
Yeah.
what was I gonna say? It might be good. Do you know what his original premise was?
No, I don't.
I'm gonna poorly tell you. So he in the movie, instead of getting cosmic raid from space, the Fantastic Four plus Doctor Doom go into it's like a dimensional thing. They go into a thing and they get sent to another place.
Hmm.
That's not that I am doing this poorly. But so they all do that when they're drunk because they're idiots.
Yeah.
And apparently they enter the other dimension. It's not the negative realm. What's it called? The negative zone?
I think Negative Zone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the negative zone, I don't think. It's just
Okay.
a different dimension or universe or something.
Okay.
And Galactus is there.
Ah, he's
Like
just chilling.
he's about to eat the planet that they're on, and they all
Oh.
fall into like this pool. They get powers. They all leave because Galactus is there and they're scared, except for Doctor Doom, who's stuck. And then Doctor Doom
Oh.
becomes the herald of Galactus and brings him to Earth. And then the Fantastic Four have to face off that,
Oh.
which
Interesting.
is better than the movie
It's
that they made.
better. I mean, I know that the Fan Four stick ends at a weird planet or something, right?
Yeah, it's one of those movies where, remember that period of time in like the 2000s and 2010s where there are a bunch of movies where the villain was trying to like combine Earth with their planet? What's
Oh
that
yeah.
called? Where you do that to Earth, you retrofit it to be a different planet. That
Sure.
happened in that happened in Transformers. It
Hmm.
happened in Man of Steel. Happened in this movie. It was that basically. Doctor Doom came back and he's like, "That's my home now, and I'm gonna bring it here." And then they
Interesting.
have to, yeah, it's bad. Anyway, Mike
Okay.
Flanagan should have made that too.
Mike Flanagan, I trust him. He is slowly becoming my favorite director.
Okay, what's the next one on your list?
Another classic. Do you think you'd guess it? I mentioned it to you
I've seen
already.
your list.
Oh, you have.
I don't remember though. Midnight Club classic. Give me a decade that it came out in.
I think
Oh, is it Nightmare on Elm Street?
it's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I nailed it.
Again, I've said this a lot in the last podcast too. Freddy Krueger's just a goofy guy.
Yeah, I love it. I like that movie a lot.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not
it's
scary.
entertaining. It's very
Yeah,
entertaining.
I
But again, yeah,
imagine
not scary.
it, there a certain like decade. This is a generalization that I probably shouldn't make, but I feel like a decent amount of like classic horror movies from the 80s and 90s
Hmm.
are horror movies for kids.
Yeah.
Like a kid watches that. Like our mom
Hmm.
loved those movies. I doubt she'd be scared if she watched it today because she's an adult. But I think a lot of these movies, like it's kind of like the Marvel movie of today where they're for kids and adults. I think
Yeah,
that's what Nightmare on Elm Street really was.
they're very cheesy, which to be fair, that's why a lot of people watch them is for like humor, some horror, kind of gore. And like I think if they did the gore better,
Right.
then it would work for me. Because like
Or if
Halloween
they,
is
yeah,
great. The
I haven't
original,
seen the original one,
great.
but I like the 2019 or 2018 one.
Yeah, that one I
But
like too. That one's more gory though.
the thing
But
about Nightmare on Elm Street, and people always say this when they're talking about that original one, they're like, they took the one thing you had that you're safe while you're asleep and they turned it on its head. You're not safe when you're asleep.
no,
That's like when
like
you're
in
the
your
most
dreams you are, I
vulnerable.
guess. But
Yeah,
yeah.
but like you technically are not, like you're safe, hopefully, like in your home, in
Mhm.
bed, sleeping. But like if I were terrified that I'm gonna get killed, I would not be comfortable going to sleep. You know what
Yeah,
I
and
mean?
like she does not go to sleep for at least a week. Like
Yeah.
maybe she closes her eyes for a bit, I guess, but she does not go to sleep for a week and she doesn't go insane. She's very like level-headed for it. It's very crazy. I
All
don't
right.
I don't know. She
Next.
was I found her entertaining. Okay, the next again another classic, which I'm
Wait.
surprised I didn't put this higher. Uh
Give me the decade. I'm guessing again.
let me
Have I
pull
seen
it.
this one?
You have. It's
Okay.
70s.
70s. It's a 70s horror movie. The Thing is higher up. I know that. That's not even, is that the 70s? I
Spoilers.
don't think so.
I
Sorry. The
actually I
Thing
don't
is
know, it
not
doesn't
on this
matter.
list.
Uh
Just tell me.
thing
I don't
is
know.
80s. It is The Exorcist.
Oh, I like The Exorcist.
Yeah,
It's funny.
I was excited to watch this. I think you had told me it was funny, and it was for some reason rated number one for scary movies on Scary Meter.
Is that list based on how scary it is, or is it just how good the movie is?
They have various lists, and the one I looked
Okay.
at was specifically scary. And
Were
I
you
think
scared?
no, not at all. There wasn't anything. And it was like there's so much buildup
Yeah.
and such a long story at the beginning, and it's not bad and not like poorly made or anything. It's just like it took so long to get into the exercising.
I mean, when I
And
first watched this movie, just like The Vitch, I started it, got like 10 minutes in, and I turned it off.
mhm,
Because in the first 10 minutes, it's like in a desert and it's like an
yeah,
old man. And then it cuts to a statue of a guy with an erect penis,
yeah,
which is a snake. And then I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? I was like,
it's so weird. And then when
yeah,
she is possessed, everything she says is so vulgar. So like it is genuinely funny, like you
it's a
said,
funny
but it's
movie.
just like
I almost got yelled
I
at
guess the
for watching that
dialogue was
movie.
good. By who?
I'll cut this out because
Why?
she used to yell at me a lot for no reason, but because apparently, and I didn't know this, but the director is a bad person,
No.
like specifically on that movie. Like apparently the treatment of that kid who was possessed was not
It was bad.
great. Not like
Oh, that's sad.
not like it was mostly like making them do stunts that like they fucked up their back and shit.
Oh, I mean, the bed was incredibly violent, so I
Yeah,
assume it
I'm
was
pretty
something
sure in
that.
that scene something happened. But anyway, I got yelled at for watching this movie, even though I'm like, it's fine. Or it's
Okay,
not. I don't care. If you don't want to watch that movie, then don't. But it's funny and it's
yeah,
good. I
no,
like how at
it's
the end, spoiler alert, the priest guy gets the demon in him and he jumps out the window.
yeah, that
Is
was
that what
kind of
happens?
smart. It is exactly what happens,
Yeah.
and like I guess that somehow it gets the demon out of the girl, but like, can he just go somewhere else now? Like, or
Well,
is he
yeah, if you
stuck in a dead body?
I don't know.
There's other movies, so maybe it clearly didn't
One came
work.
out this
But
year with Russell Crowe
yeah,
called like The Exorcist
the Pope one,
featuring Russell Crowe. Yeah, the Pope one. The Exorcist, the Pope one.
it looks kind of good, but obviously, but there's a lot of movies about exorcism now, and
Yeah.
this started it, so it's a classic.
All right.
I could put it higher, I just didn't feel like it.
I think it's a well-made movie. It's just in terms of horror movie. I mean, I'd probably put it towards the top of my favorite horror movies, but I don't like horror movies that much.
Yeah,
But
and I did just didn't again personally enjoy it. But this was the last movie that I watched out of that 15 movie
oh, was
stretch.
it?
Out of like at the end of Halloween, I finished it around midnight, so I guess technically it was a little bit late. But
That's fine. Who
um,
cares?
so that stuff could have affected it too, and like my ability to appreciate it. But I don't know.
What number are we on? What's next?
We're at 20, so we have
Okay.
we have 19 more to go, and
I
we can
have to
speed it up a little
leave at
bit.
like 3:45. I mean, it's
Oh,
5 a.m. because this is random Reese in the morning, but I think we
yeah,
have time, right?
yeah. Well, I can go faster too because there's
And
some I
also
don't really have much to say about.
we can finish it later if I have to go.
Yeah, we can have a part one and part two for this
Yeah.
incredibly okay. But number
Riveting.
19 just came out, FNAF.
All right, skip it.
Yeah, it's bad horror movie,
Good FNAF
bad
movie.
good FNAF movie. Everyone's saying that, so I don't have much to add.
Yeah.
Number 18. I finally got around to watching Scream 4 because it was finally offered on something.
Is that the newest one?
No,
Scream
there's
6 was the
six,
newest one.
but I
Okay.
watched all of them because every single one is on Paramount Plus except Scream 4. So I had to wait for it to show up on something, and I enjoyed it. This is what I used as like the middle thing. It was like, did I enjoy it more or less than Scream 4?
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm a big fan of the Scream movies. So
Right, but this one's just average.
yeah, I would
Okay.
say so. Okay. Next, number 17 is an animated one. If you want to
Wait.
try to guess it.
Paranorman.
Close.
Really? Is it the one that
Yeah.
Dan Harmon wrote?
No.
Monster House?
No.
What is it?
It's a Coraline.
Oh, I don't remember Coraline at all. It's
Yeah,
been a
and
while.
it's not necessarily a horror movie, but I mean, it's creepy. I know a lot of people as kids, like it disturbs the hell out of them, and I
Yeah.
can understand why. So I watched it with our sister when she was down here.
Oh, we have
She
a
wanted to watch
sister.
it.
We're
Yeah.
creating lore.
Yeah, spoilers. Okay. Number 16 is another
Okay.
Mike Flanagan, but it's a movie this time. I didn't realize he made movies, but it makes
Neither did
sense that he
I.
made
You
movies.
told me he did. Which one is this?
It's a Gerald's Game.
He made Gerald's Game?
He
Movie's
directed it.
amazing.
Yeah,
Love
he
that. That's
didn't.
like the best Stephen King movie.
He didn't. Yeah,
Aside
he
from The
didn't write it.
Shining, I guess.
I don't think he's written anything that he's done. Like,
Oh.
or they're all adaptations. Like he's written the actual
Right.
movie and stuff.
Yeah,
But
he
yeah, no,
didn't.
it was a good movie. I enjoyed
I
it.
like the creepy guy with
Yeah,
the
the
big
creepy guy
face.
is genuinely like unsettling to look
Yeah.
at. So when he showed up at first, I was like, oh my god.
That's a good movie. Everyone should watch Gerald's Game.
Yeah, it's very very entertaining, and these are the main actress is in essentially everything he does.
What's her
'Cause he's
name?
that one-
Gina? Not Gina.
something like that. But
She's
like
in Watchmen.
oh, she is.
Yeah, she plays a Silk
It's
Spectre.
Carla
Carla Gugino.
Gugino. Yeah,
That's
and
where I
like
got the Gina.
he repeats a lot of he repeats all his actors and actresses. And
Yeah,
stuff,
like his
obviously.
wife.
Yeah. She's in this briefly, I believe, but yeah, it was really good, and she's amazing, so that was good.
Yeah.
Number 15, one of the more disturbing ones that I've seen.
Okay.
Terrifier. The first
Oh, we talked about this in our fighting video.
we did. Art the Clown. He's
Art?
very effed up. Yeah, his name's Art. Art the Clown,
Okay.
very effed up, does a lot of very gross things. He also did arguably the funniest thing. I sent you a video of it yesterday.
What?
Yeah,
When?
it was right after you made the comment about the dream, or right before I answered.
Oh, yeah, it was like the same time.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. Should I watch it right now? Live reaction?
If you want.
All right, we'll do a live reaction.
20 seconds or something.
Oh, sensitive content. Watch anyway. This movie does not look good.
No, it's honestly like it's
It
entertaining.
looks very low budget. That's what I meant. It looks.
I assume it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got moves.
Yeah, like this man is just getting beaten up by like the main character, and so you're like, oh, this is her like overcoming him. You know, she's gonna win, and then this dude just pulls out a gun.
Why didn't he have a gun the whole? Why didn't he just shoot her in the first place?
I think because it's not as fun. It's more like screwed up.
Oh, so this guy was just having fun with it.
Yeah, he just enjoys screwing with them, like scaring them.
He just enjoys
like,
clowning around.
Creepy. Yeah. And he does some very effed up things in that movie.
Okay.
So it's like I debated putting it. I originally had this lower, and then every time I think about it, I'm like, that was good horror. Like they did that really well. So then I've been moving it up and up.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah. Number 14. We talked about it earlier, very briefly. The Descent.
Ah, the London Catacombs. The Goblin Boys.
Goblin Boys. A lot of jump scares, but the jump scares are well done. So it's a very, very entertaining movie. I would recommend, especially if you're claustrophobic, because
I was going to say, is it better than As Above, So Below? But it's clearly better because it's above. It's higher on the list.
No, it's much better in my opinion. They did horror very well.
Were there any goblins in As Above, So Below?
There were some stuff.
Were the Draculas?
Yeah, they're Draculas.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, but not there weren't like creatures that specifically lived in the catacombs that attacked them, but the Descent has creatures that specifically live where they are, and then they're like just incredibly murderous.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll add that to the list of stuff I will watch
eventually.
Yeah. Probably never.
Okay, next one. You might be surprised how low it is It Comes at Night.
Oh, you piece of poop.
Yeah,
I like that movie a lot.
I enjoyed it. Incredibly well made, very interesting story. I was a little confused at the end, I will say.
People don't like that movie because, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie, I'd say watch it, but also maybe listen to this because it'll give you the right idea going in.
Hmm.
But like the promo material, the beginning of the movie, it all seems like there's like a virus, like maybe it's zombies, maybe it's something else, kind of like plaguing the world,
Hmm.
and his family is dealing with it. And so you might expect to see that in the movie, but you won't,
No.
because you will. That's not what the movie's about. And the title, "It Comes at Night," is referring to nightmares. So this
Hmm.
guy is not this guy. The kid is having nightmares about like his grandfather who gets the virus. Like maybe he is the virus. Maybe some people like just paranoia. Yeah. When this came out, I loved it. I saw it in theaters. I'm pretty sure with my mom, with our mom. And then I watched reviews, and a lot of people were like, they would upload like long videos, like, is this good or is this not? But I like it a lot.
I enjoyed it a lot. I think again, I just enjoyed the stuff above it more. But it was I liked the paranoia. I liked very well acted, very good story.
Yeah.
Again, the ending confused me a little bit. Not necessarily.
What part of the ending?
I'm confused about the door stuff, and
Which door
maybe
stuff? I don't remember the door
like
stuff.
there's the I sent a text to you when I was watching it.
Yeah.
Okay, spoilers again. They found the door open, and then their solution was to separate into rooms instead of looking around the house
Right.
in case someone came back,
Yeah.
and it shows that like he was wrong and he apparently opened the door
Right.
or something. But from my like maybe I just remembered it wrong. I don't remember the door even being open. I just remembered
Me neither.
them finding it out when they got there. So I was very confused about why they were talking about that. And then they at the end when they were like all this stuff is happening with the other family, and then they never show the kid.
Right.
And I was reading some stuff and they were saying the kid got it. And I was like, did he?
Oh yeah, they
Is
killed
that
the kid.
yeah, no, is that exclusively meant to be like, oh, we don't know if the kid got it and they've made that decision regardless? Or is it like
Yes, probably. I don't remember.
okay.
It's been 3 or 4 years since I've seen this movie. I've only watched it 2 or 3 times,
Yeah, no,
but
it's a good movie, but I don't know.
it's very upsetting. Like at the end when it's just it's Joel Edgerton and Riley Keough or whoever, like his wife. They're
Hmm.
just sitting there at the table without their kid in silence. Fucked
Yeah,
up.
no,
Yeah.
it was sad,
Good
but
movie though,
I did
in
like
my
it.
opinion.
Might be able to move it around because there's a lot of these I can move up or down probably without too much
Right.
worry, I guess.
Well, I get it. I understand why people don't like this movie, but I think
Mhm.
it's like right up my alley in terms of a horror movie.
That's fair.
It's probably my second favorite. My first favorite is on this list later, I'm pretty
Is
sure.
it one that was mentioned before
Yes.
by
Is it
us on accident?
yes.
That's a good pick. Okay. Number 12. This is, I think, the second movie I watched in
Okay.
October. The Strangers.
Oh, with Glenn Howerton, you told me.
Yeah, he randomly shows up and then immediately dies. It's
Is this one of the ones with
very interesting.
is this the animal mask people? They're all
Yes.
wearing masks?
They're all wearing masks. I don't think they're animal related.
Oh. What are they then? What other kind of masks are there?
This masks, man. One of them's two of them are creepy, like they're both girls, but they're wearing masks of
Okay.
girl faces, I guess. And then one's just like a bag.
Oh. I do
Yeah.
want to watch this one. I like home invasion movies.
They do it incredibly well. Like this out of all the home invasion movies I've seen, I have no idea how many that is. This is probably my favorite.
You've
And then they
seen
have
one.
the whole point of it is like you're thinking, oh, why are they doing this? Like the main characters are
Right.
thinking, why are they doing this? And it's like, oh, you're thinking, oh, there has to be a reason because it's like they're doing such effed up things. But they ask, and the answer is literally just because you were home.
Oh, it's that movie.
Yeah, and that
Fucking
is a
great.
great line.
I've been wondering what movie that was from. I think about that all the time because it's
You
like the
know,
best line from a horror movie.
yeah. So
Like,
it's a great movie.
okay. Did you watch Hush?
No, I almost did. That's
Okay.
Mike Flanagan as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
That's
so I
the
have
movie I
to
was thinking of.
regardless.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
I don't know. I haven't seen this one, but I'm supposed to watch it and
Well,
write an essay on it.
I would say you should. It's very interesting story. I don't even
Is
know
there
what to
any
say about it.
supernatural element about it, or is it just like a murder?
There's supernatural element. It's kind of cool seeing the autopsy stuff, even though gross because they're dissecting someone.
Right.
They have some really well made moments.
Okay.
Like,
What's it on?
oh gosh.
What is it on? Something that I
Either
can watch for free?
yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I did not. I only rented It Comes at Night Talk to Me and Exorcist.
Oh yeah, Talk to Me. I didn't watch that. I forgot.
Yeah,
Supposed
well,
to watch that.
but no, this one again. I don't think any of these movies I could say scared me, but this one had some good elements where I was like very invested in what was going on.
Okay, all right. I'll watch that
Um,
one. That's like 5 that I have to watch now.
watch every single one.
I will.
Yeah, you have by the end of this month, and then you do your own ranking.
Oh, we can just do that constantly. And
Yeah.
then you rewatch all of them. Have you heard of that podcast called The Worst Idea of All Time or something?
No.
They didn't they did this I think for like 2 years straight, but every week they watched Grown Ups 2 and then did a podcast talking about it.
I like Grown Ups too. That's a good
No, you
movie.
don't.
I do. I really
You're a,
do.
okay, well maybe we should do that podcast called One of Us is Wrong.
Okay, it's not a good movie, but it's funny. It has its moments.
Okay. I don't doubt that.
Yeah. Okay, we're officially in the top 10. I would sound more enthusiastic, but I'm not.
Ooh.
Uh,
Okay.
so another one that came out this month and is our second TV show. It is The Fall of the House of Usher.
I want to watch that.
Very good. Very
I
good.
saw a Tumblr theory about this. Do you want
Oh,
to hear about it?
sure.
Apparently each character, this is the theory, that each character represents a specific one of the 7 deadly sins. But then they followed up by saying they all kind of have all the aspects of each sin. So it seemed from the
Good.
brief theory that I read on a show that I have not seen seems pretty flat and like superficial.
Mhm.
Like it seems like a stretch to be like, yeah, well, this character who's a murderer and also lustful, yeah, that one represents lust, even though they have all the other sins involved. But
Now, you might be able to argue like there are certain sins more, but no, I
you can do
wouldn't.
that for anything, though.
Yeah, I don't think that was intended. If anything, it's
Yeah,
it's essentially a love letter to Edgar Allan Poe. I think I told you that.
yeah,
And I'm not familiar with all his stories, but it had a couple that I was familiar with, and it was really cool kind of seeing it adapted into this story because like I was not
okay,
expecting it, and it like
right,
came up, and I was like, oh my god. So
all
it
right.
very good show. Again, Mike Flanagan, love the guy.
Do you
So
want to hear a new segment? It's called Rand Rants,
okay,
where I'm going to go on a rant. Did I ever tell you about that guy I knew in Washington who wants to be a director and he was in like the film club at a school and they made his feature film and he was like really
no,
proud of it? I
I don't
don't
think
know
so.
what it's called. I'm not going to say the name if I do remember. I might actually. This guy's a dick. But the idea for this movie, and tell me if you think this is good, it's the 7 deadly sins personified in different people. So like there's a representation of each sin.
Is that just seven, but not as cool?
Kinda. No, it's just like there's 7 people and each one of them is a different one of the sins and how do they interact with one another.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
fucking such a this is
Don't.
gonna sound pretentious, but that is the most collegiate idea I've ever heard for a movie. They did that in Shazam. Like I've had that idea for a movie, but then I quickly was like, well, that's not that much. That's kind of like typical.
Yeah. If done well,
Yeah.
maybe, or
I
done
haven't
in like
seen the
a
movie.
creative
No,
twist or
I'm
something.
not
But
saying that it could be like if a director a well-renowned director, like a very talented one, made use this premise. I'm not saying the premise itself couldn't be good,
mhm.
but the premise itself alone is nothing unique.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
baffling that I assume that they had many options, this film club, to
Yeah.
choose from, and they chose this one. And I saw one scene, it's just this guy who directed and starred in it, M. Night Shyamalan, alert. He didn't star in his own movies, he's just in them, but
Mhm.
it's just him on the ground punching someone. Doesn't look great. I think he
Which
was playing
sin is
Wrath.
he? Oh,
Wrath?
I
Is that
forgot
one of
about
the sins?
yes, that sounds right.
Yeah.
There's 7 of them. That sounds like a seventh one.
Yeah, there's Mopey,
Because
Happy,
isn't
Dopey,
that the
Doc.
last? There are 7 dwarfs, aren't there? Do you think which one's Dopey?
Dopey's Wrath.
Dopey's
No,
wrath,
Dopey's
not
probably
not Grumpy.
oh, he's Grumpy. What
Yeah.
is Dopey? I don't know.
What would Happy be? The embodiment of happiness. Which sin
Which
is he?
one which sin is like ego? Isn't there one?
Pride.
Pride. Happy would be pride.
Uh,
Do you want to hear my
Venus.
counter to this premise of the 7 Deadly Sin
Sure.
movie? And we should make this because neither of us think astrology is very good.
No.
It's like
No.
a Divergent style universe, like a young adult movie
Mhm.
where you're divided into your sign. Or it's a superhero universe where there are 12 superheroes and each one is one of the signs.
I don't even know enough about the signs
Me
to
neither.
even like be like this
I wouldn't
line,
even
Leo.
learn about it. I
No.
just I just make it up.
You could say anything about each one, and I feel like people would agree with you.
Yeah, I told you about my idea. No one
Mhm.
can steal this because I'm gonna make it one of these days, or I'm gonna make Rhys make it. But
It'd
we're
be
gonna
very
do
easy
a
to make.
quiz. It'd be so simple. It's gonna
Yeah.
be the most elaborate, quote unquote, which sign are you quiz. And there's like 100 questions, and you go through it. It takes like 20 minutes to complete, and the final question is just, when's your birthday?
I think
Do
that'd
you
be
think we're
funny. That'd be
we're
really
gonna
funny.
lose any fans because we're against astrology?
Maybe if
I'm not
astrology
against it.
people
I
are
just think
watching
it's
this.
dumb.
Yeah, I think it's space racism.
Yeah, like quite literally is.
Yeah, I saw that somewhere. I wish I came up with that, but I didn't.
Yeah. All
So
right.
if you
What's the
came up
next
with that
movie?
saying, okay,
Yeah.
this
Email us.
one,
We'll give you $1.
this one, number 9 is another mockumentary. It is Hell House LLC. I don't actually know what the LLC stands for. I think that's just a business thing. I don't know what
Yeah,
it
it's
stands
Limited
for.
Liability Corporation.
Oh, I never knew what it
Is
stood
this
for. Thank
about
you.
a corporation?
It's about a haunted house like that they're making, and they buy this abandoned hotel to run it in, and they're living there for however long to set it up.
Okay.
And then a bunch of weird stuff keeps happening. Like they have these clown dolls where the clown doll that can't move its head, like can't even move its head, will
Put
randomly
that
show
down.
up somewhere. Fine. I'm still playing with it.
Don't wave that in front of me like you're better than me.
Uh, but then on the night of the it opening, everything went horribly and no one knows what happened. So then these people are
Okay.
making a documentary about what happened. And then
That
like
sounds good.
they found all these tapes about made from the people who were making it, like documenting everything. And it was just showing the weird stuff that happened. And then you see the night. And it's very interesting. They do the horror pretty subtly. So it's interesting to see it and
Have you
kind of like,
seen the Blair Witch Project?
no, I don't want to.
It's not good.
It
Nothing
doesn't look good.
happens. Like literally nothing happens. It's amazing.
Yeah, I feel like it's very creative for when it came out.
Well, it was the first I think
Found
at least
footage.
if it wasn't the first one, it was at least the first one to popularize the format,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing happens throughout the
Yeah, it
entire movie.
doesn't sound that great. And I've seen like spoofs of it and stuff, and I'm just like not interested. But this one, I like this one a lot.
Yeah, this one sounds better than the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend most of these, especially the higher up ones, but top
Yeah.
10 for sure. All
Do
of
you want
them.
me to link your list?
Sure.
Okay.
People want to
Does it
look at this,
does it
give
have
it likes.
identifying features of you? I don't want people to track you down.
It has my name, my account name.
That's fine. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
you're
link it.
not Rand, so this works.
Yeah.
Okay, number 8 is another found footage one. The Poughkeepsie tapes.
The
Very
what?
the Poughkeepsie tapes.
How
It's
do you spell Poughkeepsie?
dough, but with a P at the beginning. Do you know Poughkeepsie?
Oh,
It's in New York, I think.
no, I
It's
don't
a
know
place.
Poughkeepsie.
Well, it's it's a place in New York, and it's this one extremely effed up serial killer, but like who's very good at it, so he doesn't get caught. And he like made an insane amount of tapes. Like they have this one scene where they this guy like walks along all the tapes to show how many there were.
Yeah.
And they also show that like it's like 15 seconds of him just walking next to like boxes of tapes.
Who's better at being a serial killer, this guy or Jack?
Probably this guy.
Really? I mean, Jack wasn't great.
Jack wasn't great. His whole thing was that no
He
one would
got
like,
better.
yeah,
That's the point of that movie.
yeah, but no one like he didn't kill as much. This man, I feel like killed more.
I don't know. Did you see the house at the end?
That's true,
He
actually.
had a lot of bodies in there. We only saw like 6. Because
That might be better, actually. I could be wrong about
is
that.
that the next movie on your list?
No,
Ah, damn. I was gonna say we can just talk about it now. But
yeah,
we'll finish
no,
talking about the Poughkeepsie shit, the
yeah.
Poughkeepsie takes.
I think there's only one more movie that made me more uncomfortable with some of its scenes, but there are some very good tapes that they show that are
I
you're
should
just
watch
like,
this. It sounds
holy
like the house that Jack built.
yeah. It
Yeah.
it is probably more gross, but it also doesn't like the clips are shorter. There's not like the sections that the house that Jack built
Right.
has. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would recommend it. It's pretty popular horror movie, I would say. So I just wanted to watch it and I enjoyed
They
it.
should have named it something better then.
It happens in Poughkeepsie.
They should have called it The Tapes of a Serial Killer. I'd watch that.
Okay,
Or
well,
Serial Killer
too bad.
Sunday. He only kills on Sundays.
Only kills on Sundays.
Yeah.
He kills in Poughkeepsie. I think it's a pretty. I don't even think that's true. He kills various places. That's just where they found him.
They should have called it The Various Places Tapeses.
You can take that up.
You told me you
make your
wouldn't
own
watch
movie.
that?
I would. I will.
Okay, what's the next movie?
Came out this year. Very
Does
popular.
it Talk to Me?
It's Talk to Me.
I need to watch this. I should have watched it
Uh,
when it was free for me.
you should have.
Yeah, it's too late now, right?
It is an incredible. It is too late.
Damn it.
Incredibly interesting premise.
Yeah, what is the premise? Actually, don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Okay. There's
This
a
is the
hand.
only.
That's all I'm going to tell you. There's a hand.
Does it just go like, talk to me?
Yeah.
Ah!
It's just it constantly follows around the main character as like
Yeah.
just directly behind it, just going like, "Come on, talk to me. I didn't mean to."
Do you want to hear a horror movie idea I came up with?
Sure.
It's a horror comedy, I guess, just based on the premise, but it's the movie The Boss Baby, but it's live action. And it's like a real baby, but it just has my face like over its face. So it's like an adult man's face on a baby body. And it's just about someone like in the family being like, what the fuck is wrong with this baby? Everyone's like, oh, it's so cute. And then it kills.
Wow. I think it shouldn't
Called
even kill. I think it should just be doing baby things.
it should, yeah. It's just
Yeah.
and I won't reveal if it's like the brother's delusions seeing
Mhm.
this adult face or if like it's actually like a demon face or something.
Bro, no offense to babies. They're ugly when they come out.
Yeah, they look
Like afterwards, they can be cute. I agree with that. But like immediately after coming out,
I
they get
say
handed
put
to
them
the
back
mom.
in. I say put them back in until they're cute.
Like they do. They all have stuff all over them. They're all red. No.
Yeah.
Now, I've never been to a live birth, so I
I was
can't
gonna say,
actually.
why have you
But in movies, those
yeah,
babies, I'm always like, that's no, don't do that.
looks like a little raisin.
Yeah, but talk to me. If you don't want me to go into it, I won't.
This is
It's
the
good
only
movie.
one I actually care about not
Okay.
having spoiled because I've heard this
And
is one of the scariest movies ever. Even though I trust your taste in movies, and if you didn't get scared by it,
I did not. It wasn't scary at
yeah.
all, but it was very well made, very interesting story. I liked
Okay.
it.
Okay. Go on. Next one.
Number 6.
Okay.
The only, actually, no, it's not, probably not the only. The main movie that actually affected me, I would say,
Okay.
it is Terrifier 2.
It's how is
It
Terrifier
was,
2 upsetting?
it wasn't scary. Like there was no
Right.
scene where I got like jump scared or something. And though that's
Yeah.
startling, not scary. It was disgusting. Like I'm not the first person to say it. When it came out, everyone was talking about it. And there's one specific scene where he
Yeah.
just f's up this girl he is killing. Like he goes so overboard for
Way
no
too far.
yeah. And so he just keeps doing stuff, and I'm sitting
What's his
here
name?
going,
Abe?
oh my god, art,
Art? Art.
yeah. And so I'm just like so grossed out, and it's much higher budget, so it's much
Okay.
it's looks better. It has a lot more to it. It's just as like creepy where he just says effed up things. A little weird at the end, I will say. Not I was confused as to why they went with that route, but it has some of the grossest scenes I have seen.
Is this the one you're talking about that was more gross than the what's it called? The Poughkeepsie?
The Poughkeepsie, Poughkeepsie,
How
no,
do
the
you say
Poughkeepsie. Yeah,
Okay.
but no, that's the one I would say is grosser. And
Okay.
like you could look up the one scene online if you want to watch it.
No, I'm gonna watch the
Not
whole
right
thing.
now, but yeah,
Yeah.
I would say it's good. I enjoyed it a lot.
All right.
Top 5. I think I've spoken to you about all 5 of these, if I'm honest.
Probably. We've talked a lot about this list.
You can, I think you
House
can
that
guess.
Jack built.
Yep, the house that Jack built. It made it.
Do you think that you put this movie so high because you know I like it so much? Like, did I influence your enjoyment of it at all? Would you say?
I don't think so. I will I
Okay.
won't lie and say like your opinion on stuff doesn't affect me at all.
Well, I would hope it does.
Yeah, but like I started this movie. I didn't know anything. I think I sent you the guess that he builds a house out of people, which
Yeah.
isn't like groundbreaking guess because it's the name of the movie.
Nor is it false or entirely true. It is like he literally
Yeah.
does it. But I think what you said was, does he build a house out of people? Is this like a human centipede thing?
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, but no.
Okay. But
Yeah.
like I was expecting, because that was my like hindsight. No, that's the wrong thing. That was my prediction going into it. I was expecting it to be a very gross movie.
Yeah, I
It
mean, it
was not.
was.
It was
Yeah,
not
it
at all what
was.
I expected. It was
Oh,
disturbing. It was not gross.
there's some gross, like when he cuts that duck foot off.
Well, yeah,
That shouldn't be my first
yeah, but that's
example of a gross
disturbing.
thing.
That's not gross.
Like you see him, okay, I guess maybe in my brain disturbing and gross kind of go hand in hand.
For me, gross is like Terrifier 2.
Right. I mean,
And then
gross
disturbing,
obviously is
they
something that'll
can
make
go hand
me,
in hand.
yeah. But like the scene with the family,
Yeah,
the
that's
scene with the girl he calls
messed up.
Simple,
That both of those were messed up. And he
he
actually this
fashioned a
is
wallet out of a woman's breasticle.
yeah. That you know how he cuts
Oh,
off her breast?
breasticle, yeah.
Breasticle. Yeah. In the first Terrifier, Art does that for
Yeah.
someone's entire chest and then wears it.
Okay, so
And then
it's
as
like a
he's walking
Joker
around,
thing.
yeah, as he's walking around after this girl, he like has long hair too. He got a wig or something, and he's just prancing around, like strutting, like doing all this stuff, just like playing
Okay.
with his hair. And I was like,
I think the thing about the house that Jack built is like obviously there's some unrealistic elements to this,
mhm.
but this out of most horror movies we've talked about on this list, like this is highly realistic, I
Oh
imagine.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
this, if you haven't seen this movie or heard about it, it was controversial at the time because there's really no message to it. It's just about the psychology of a serial killer who's getting better at it. And
yeah.
you see, is it like segments?
Five incidents. Yeah.
Five incidents where you see his first victim, and then it just cuts to not each. It's not just his first five, but by the end, he is like so fucking capable as a serial killer
Mhm.
that spoiler alert, he's going to shoot how many people? He's trying
Like
to
six
maximize
ish.
how many
Yeah,
people he can kill with one bullet. So he lines them up with their heads like
just stuck to like next to each other or in front of
yeah.
each other. But
But the actual ending,
ending sucks.
I could
I
go
did not
without
like
it.
it.
Yeah. I like how
I
it just becomes silly. Doesn't fit the rest of the movie. But if you're looking for a movie that is how do I describe this? A movie that is educational.
I guess.
No, like I don't know. This isn't a strict horror movie.
No, it's not really a horror movie.
If you're looking for a Joker movie that's better than Joker by
That's good.
several magnitudes and doesn't try to condone a mass murderer's behavior.
Yeah, like he did mention that it shows him getting better, but it never once is like he's good. He's doing
Oh,
good things.
at no point does the film even try to
Yeah, like
excuse
he makes
any
it
of his
clear
behavior.
there's a dialogue between him and this other guy the entire time, which is all incredibly well written and very
Yeah,
interesting to listen to. The dude is always shitting on him. He's like, "You were wrong. You were doing wrong things."
yeah. So if you have any like for all those true crime fans out there who are really into hearing about serial killers, give this a try because I think it's fascinating, this entire movie.
Mhm. No,
And
it was really good.
it's my favorite horror movie, I guess. It's not really.
No, it's less horror, more thriller
It's like a
drama kind of thing.
psychological
But
character profile.
yeah, I would put it. I'd count it as horror just because of the ending, I guess. Not the ending, the part with the house.
Yeah.
But it shows gore, and that for me constitutes a horror movie.
Oh, that scene where he drives, he just has someone tied to the back of his car.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh my god, and then yeah,
When he screams out the window, he's like, I am fucking God. No one can stop me at this point. And he just like proves it to this girl. Oh,
yeah, no, very very good movie.
yeah.
I forgot what else I was gonna say, but we have limited time, and we
Yeah,
have
we have
four
four
more
more. I've
things.
got
Okay,
10 minutes. I could probably leave. I'm gonna cut that part out. It's
I was
not
gonna
very
say.
far.
Okay, good. I didn't realize that was the one. I don't know why. I just pictured
No,
somewhere. Whatever
I'm
that
doing it
was.
at somewhere towards the east, but the
Okay.
training is somewhere in the west.
Okay. Number 4. This might be the scariest one. That's why I changed my mind when I was talking about Terrifier 2. Besides
Okay.
Hereditary, which I think is probably the scariest, I guess, movie I've seen, it is Sinister.
Really? That
Yeah,
didn't affect me at all.
when I asked people about the movie, this is the one that almost everyone was like, "Oh, you should watch Sinister," and I wanted to watch it because I did. I think I also rented this one. I lied earlier when I said 3. It did. I thought it was very scary. I think they did. I thought they did it well.
I once did a I had a friend in Washington and we did book clubs, but it was just we would recommend stuff for the other one to watch and we talk about it. We were
Yeah.
doing horror stuff. I don't know what I recommended, but they recommended to me Sinister. So I watched it and I was like, they're like, this is the scariest thing I've ever seen. And I watched it, I'm like, huh, I don't
Yeah.
get it. I like the Bagul though.
Yeah, the
He's
Bagul
a,
is
I think he's
funny.
a good dude.
Uh, and when I want to emphasize, when I say scary, I don't think I've ever been actually scared from a movie.
Yeah, because
But
you're a
compared,
badass.
yeah, yeah, compared to the other ones, this just I was more like I'd watch it and I'm like, oh my God. Like when they were playing the
Right.
tapes, I'd watch the tapes and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then you'd see the Bagul, and then I'd be like, ah, the Bagul.
Who'd win, the Bagul or the Babadook?
I don't remember the Babadook. I disliked that movie.
And me too.
So I'm gonna say the Bagul.
Okay.
Yeah, but immediately I loved this movie. I thought I liked it a lot.
All
I
right.
don't know
What's
what else
number
to add to
3?
that.
Are we on 3?
The final TV show,
Oh, of
Midnight
course.
Mass,
I
the
like that
other
one a
Mike
lot.
Flanagan one. I
That's
that
a
I
good show.
Oh, it is a great show. They
Yeah.
do. I guess I don't want to spoil it.
Okay. Spoilers
Watch
for
Midnight
Midnight
Mass.
Mass. Skip like 2 minutes ahead if you don't want to hear this.
Yeah.
But
They do vampires.
Dracula's, please.
Dracula's, my apologies. They do Dracula's incredibly well. Like I was not expecting it. It's a very religious movie,
Yeah.
not movie, very religious show. But they do religion well, and then they randomly throw in Dracula's, and I was
Yeah.
not expecting it, and they do it great.
The Draculas in this are some of the most, it's one of the most clever things I've ever seen. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
true, but like the premise of religion mixed with Dracula's
Mhm.
is exceptionally clever. Like
Yeah.
how they intertwine that, great.
And the entire theme is just how you can use religion. In this case, it's specifically Christianity, but I assume it can be put to other ones
Right.
too. You can use religion and religious texts to excuse your actions. Like you can interpret
Right.
it your own way and then use that to defend anything.
Yeah, and you
And
can
so they,
see something out in the world and apply religious connotations on top of that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's people are just doing effed up things, like clearly wrong things. And
Yeah, like
they're
Dracula
using
stuff.
they're using the Bible to explain it away, and so they're
Right.
getting more and more people involved, and it's just done really well. I think it's my second favorite Mike Flanagan one.
What's your first one? The not
Uh,
don't tell me. Hill House. I almost said
Hill
Bly
House.
Manor.
Yeah, Blind Manor is my least
Bly
favorite.
Manor's not good.
No, it's not. It's well made, but boring.
Yeah, what
But
happens in that? I can't even
Hill
remember.
House, incredible.
Yeah.
Didn't watch it this year. I mean,
That's Tarantino's
yeah,
favorite Netflix thing. That in The Queen's Gambit.
both great options, and Hill House is up there for me. I love it. Okay, final two, both classics. Number two, I believe, is your favorite horror movie.
No, The House that Jack Built.
Oh, it's the house that Jack built.
I
Okay, I couldn't tell if it
the
was that
thing is
one or
probably better,
yeah,
but
but yeah.
I don't know
It's the
why, but in
thing
my
for
brain, I don't
those.
think of it as a horror movie, which it clearly is. But the
Yeah,
thing is incredible.
no, they did the entire. It's a great premise. Obviously,
Yeah.
everyone today, if you watch it, you'll be like Among Us, but they did it much
Oh, right.
earlier than Among Us. Incredibly well acted, incredible
Great special
acting.
effects.
Yeah, great special
I
effects.
think all practical, some of the greatest practical effects in movie history.
Yeah. I showed my girlfriend this as well. I don't think she was that invested in it. She was very invested in the dog in the beginning. So I
Oh,
didn't
that's
say
such a
anything.
good effect.
Yeah, because I didn't want to spoil it
Yeah.
that the
Have you
dog was
heard have we talked about the
what?
theory of the ending? When it's just Kurt
I
Russell and his friend. And they're just sitting there
think we
like,
talked about it.
yeah.
Which specific theory?
I really like this theory. I don't think it's ever been confirmed.
Oh, is it the I know what you're talking about. Okay, go.
Yeah. But it's everyone in the team's dead except for Kurt Russell and one other guy, and they don't know if they've killed the thing because they just set everything on fire, which
Mhm.
kills the thing. They don't actually know if they succeeded or if one of them is the thing, so they just kind of sit there like, well, I guess we'll find out. But in this scene, Kurt Russell hands a flask to the other guy who drinks it, and people theorize that that wasn't like alcohol or water, it was gasoline,
Mhm.
and the thing doesn't know, so he drank it. Like, and if a human drank gasoline, they'd be like, that's gasoline, or that's not anything that humans drink. So in that scene, the fact that he drank it and didn't react indicated to Kurt Russell that this other guy was the thing.
Is there any reason that we would believe gasoline is in that bottle of alcohol?
No, I guess because of the fire,
Yeah,
because he
I
could have done that.
like that theory, and I think it's a genius way to figure it out.
Right.
I don't think it was intended.
No, it
But
100% was not intended, but I like it. And
yeah, no, it's a
also,
great theory.
but do you think, because the things can be damaged by fire and like very little else,
Mhm.
Would gasoline also affect it? Gasoline's not fire, but
No.
it's the source of fire in some senses.
I mean, they're not saying it would kill it. They're saying because it can't tell a difference, he would at least know, right?
But yeah, but I'm wondering if the thing drank gasoline, it would
No.
hurt the thing, so the thing would be like, "Wow, fuck you."
Do you think it drink it and then get the DNA of yeast and then turn into yeast?
Oh, probably.
And then he just like, what? And then
Also,
just
people
starts
drink
eating up
gasoline.
yeast. Yeah,
You can drink. I mean, you'd
I
know, I
guess.
assume,
I don't know.
but I'm pretty sure it's just like absurdly alcoholic alcohol in a sense. Like you'll just
No,
get drunk. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I couldn't tell you. But yeah, I guess you did straight up say that The House That Jack Built was your favorite horror movie, so I don't know why I forgot that.
no,
But
this is definitely better. I just never think of it as a horror movie. I think of it as like an action movie, but it's not.
that's fair.
It's like horror in the same sense as Alien, the first Alien.
It's also horror in the sense of I forget what movie. It Comes at Night, where it's just paranoia.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, what's your number one?
Okay,
I know what it
number
is.
one. You do know what it is,
I'm
and
surprised you put this above the thing. Not, I
I
think
was
it's
debating
great,
it. I think I
but I
could
think
go either
I
way.
prefer the thing.
Um, The Silence of the Lambs.
Great, fantastic film.
Great. It took me way too long to watch it. I already knew a lot of the plot, so I think that was my hesitation, but like I still enjoyed it a lot because it's not like I saw the dialogue, saw Hannibal Lecter being Hannibal Lecter.
Right.
Um, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I can't say anything unique about it.
I don't even
Um,
think I could. I'm the only thing unique I could say is I think Mads Mikkelsen is a better Hannibal, which
is
is
he
heresy.
heresy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hearsay? Hearsay?
No, those are two. I think heresy is like non-biblical talk.
No.
I'm just
Well,
picturing Zod from Man of Steel yelling heresy. But
is he
I,
in Hannibal? Is that the
yeah, he's in
actor?
the TV show Hannibal, which
I want to
the
watch that now.
reason it's good. I've never
Yeah.
finished it. It's just a bunch of like super well-dressed like people trying to convince each other that they're crazy.
Hmm.
It's like if this entire podcast was me trying to convince you that you're crazy and you trying to convince me that I'm crazy.
Well, I succeeded in that.
But I like
I'm not even
him.
real, Rand.
I
I'm a
like
figment of
Mads.
your imagination. You're just talking to yourself.
I like Mads Mikkelsen better in large part because we get so much screen time with him. He's not the main character of that show, but he pretty much is like, I'd say he's at least in the top 3 in terms of how much screen time they get.
Mhm.
But yeah, you should watch it.
Is it set after, before Silence of the
Oh,
Lambs, or not even either? It's just its own thing.
it's set before Silence of the Lambs. It's
Okay.
set before. So the Silence of the Lambs movie is based on a book, which is from a series about Hannibal Lecter and stuff.
Hmm.
And Silence of the Lambs is like the second or third. The first one is a book called Red Dragon, which
Okay.
they also made into a movie. Not as good, still pretty okay. So Red Dragon focuses on Will Graham, who's a mentally highly empathetic. His entire premise is he can empathize so deeply with serial killers that he can recreate what happened.
Oh, interesting.
And this character has a history with Hannibal Lecter because Hannibal fucked him up at one point.
Uh-huh.
But so the TV show is set before Red Dragon. I think they skip, or they might do Red Dragon in the show, but then they skip Silence of the Lambs and
Okay.
then go do after Silence of the Lambs in like season 3.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do really want to watch it, mainly because I watched this movie and was like, oh, this is interesting. I really liked Hannibal Lecter as a character, and
Yeah.
the entire thing. It was very well made. I can't say much that other people haven't. I know it's a very well beloved movie, and I agree with everyone else.
Yeah. Out of all the things we talked about, what are you gonna watch?
What am I gonna watch?
Yeah, that's our new segment. Out of all the things that we talked about, what are you gonna watch?
Out of all the movies that I've
That you've
seen
watched.
this month, which
we
one am I
talked
gonna
about
watch
some
again?
other stuff,
The
which I think
quickest.
we just talked about that M. Night Shyamalan movie where the aliens are going to be killed by water.
I guess signs. Oh wait, no, I know it's Hush. I was gonna watch that soon.
Oh
Anyway.
yeah, Hush,
I'm doing a Mike Flanagan
Hannibal.
list too, so I wanted
I'm
to
gonna
do that.
out of all these, I'm probably gonna watch Talk to Me. Or no,
That's
I'm gonna
fair.
watch the what's it called? Poughkeepsie? What is it? Poughkeepsie.
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 Poughkeepsie. It's a place.
Poughkeepsie. Poughkeepsie Place tapes. I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah. It's on. I watched it on Pluto, I think. So it was
Oh,
free, but with
fucking
ads.
Pluto. What's that? Have you seen that ad for one of the free streaming services? I think it's Tubi, but it's like a swimming pool in the sun, and there's two like women sitting there, and then a lifeguard walks by, and then the women are like, they like pull down their glasses, they're like, oh my god. and then it cuts to the guy's abs, and then it pans up,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it keeps repeating.
Yeah.
And the ad is like, you want to watch stuff where it's abs all day, every day, forever? Tubi. And I'm like, what the fuck is it? Who is this for?
It's for you. It worked.
No, I haven't watched Tubi.
Oh,
I mean, Tubi's got a lot of good stuff on it, but why is, I guess they're just pandering to all markets.
yeah, everyone would want to look at someone with 20-pack abs,
It's
100
like
pack
that.
abs. It's
It's like
just,
that Superman scene from Shazam where you
yeah.
don't see his head. Have you seen the director released behind the scenes footage of that?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, we reveal like who was actually in the Superman suit," and then it's like the same scene, and they pan up, but like the neck just keeps going. They just never show the head. I like that director. He
That's
just has
funny.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, I'd definitely watch Hush. And then I know you said you'll probably watch Talk to Me or the D tapes. Um, I would recommend Terrifiers. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, that's another one. I'm
I
gonna
don't know if you
watch
like
those.
gore that much. I do enjoy gore.
But I like
So
the idea of a fucking weird dude being a
yeah, just
clown.
being weird. The first
Who'd
one is not supernatural at all. The second one has some supernatural stuff.
who'd
But
win between Art and Joker from the movie Joker?
from the movie Joker, Art would destroy him.
All right, what about comic book Joker or Heath Ledger? Let's do Heath Ledger.
Probably Art. Against
Really? I
Heath
mean,
Ledger,
Heath
I
Ledger is
think
not
so. Comic book Joker, though, I don't know. Because Art, like,
interesting.
takes some damage and just is not affected. Like, a lot
Okay.
of damage. And I don't know why.
Well,
It doesn't do
Joaquin
anything.
Phoenix Joker is just he's just damaged.
He's just a regular dude.
He's just I could beat up. That's what I want to make a video comparing and contrasting Barbie and Joker.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Because Joker is like the movie that all white not all white men, but it's like it was like a renaissance of like dudes being like finally representation for me. And if you feel represented by that movie, like it does some good things for mental health.
But he's also a murderer.
Yeah. And then I remember before Barbie came out, people would make the joke like, "Oh, Barbie's gonna be my Joker."
Mm-hmm.
So I want to compare those two and like which is better, which is obvious.
Barbie.
Joker, obviously, because it's about a man. No,
Ken
I
has
think
its own little arc.
Joker's not very good. I'm sorry, guys.
I enjoyed it, but I can understand your distaste.
One of my biggest gripes with that movie is it ends. Remember when he shoots Murray?
Yeah, I liked that scene.
Yeah, but right before he shoots Murray, he just tells Murray the entire plot of the movie. Murray's like, what's wrong with you? And he goes, so first I was this guy, and then I did this, and I shot those people on the subway, and then I was a clown, and here I am on your show, and I'm going to shoot myself, but I'm not, because if I did, I wouldn't be the Joker, so I'm going to shoot you, Murray.
And
I
don't know.
Murray,
I think the line where
Murray
he's like,
gets
you
shot.
get what you effing deserve, and then shoots him. I think that's good. That's a
No,
cool
I mean,
scene.
there's some good stuff in the movie. I just think like it's a trick. It's a
Yeah.
scam. It's
Yeah.
just a
It's not
Scorsese movie,
Joker.
word
It's
for
not
word.
Joker.
No, there's nothing about that character who is like Joker at all.
Yeah. Regardless, I'm excited for Joker too, but it's
Oh,
not.
Faliadu. It's gonna
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah.
All right, I need to leave.
Yeah, you do.
All right, this is the end of the podcast. I'll see you
Goodbye.
later.